Okay, good day everybody. My name is Mzamo Madolo. I'm one of the physiotherapists here at Ghana Physiotherapy, and we'd like to welcome you to our talk on injury prevention in athletes. Okay. So before we kind of get, first of all, emphasize the fact that this is a bit more of an interactive kind of talk, and even though you are over the phone or whatever you're watching this from, and I can't necessarily see you, I do want to encourage everybody to try and participate as much as they can whenever I do give a sign or ask for anyone to try and get up and do something with me. Okay, hope that's okay with everybody. Right. Also, we will be accepting questions as you go through, so you can send through your questions and we will try and get to them at the end of the session, and we'll try to answer any question that you have with regards to the talk, so anything that I've said, or any other questions that you want to kind of get to or understand with regards to injury prevention. Alright. Okay. So before we kind of begin, I do want to just obviously just take this time to tell everybody I wish that they're all doing well. I know this lockdown is uncertainty for a lot of people, and so I do want to let you know that we as Ghana are thinking of you, and we wish you the best during this period. To everyone who's stuck at home, we really do we hope that this hasn't been too much of a burden to you or your family. And for all of our essential workers, we really would like to thank you for being part of this lockdown and helping things go as smooth as possible. Alright. So, like I said, this is a bit more of an interactive session. So, I want everybody at home to raise their hands if they've ever been injured before. Right. So, I'm assuming that everybody's hands are up. Otherwise, it'd be very interesting why you tuned into our feed, or why you even know about Ghana Physiotherapy. Right. So, now that I assume that everyone's hands are up, we all know that when you are injured, some of the signs of injury are pain at the area, tenderness, swelling, decreased range of motion, and muscle weakness. Right. So these are some of the things you'll experience when you do get injured. What I'm not sure all of you are aware of is that you can get different categories to your injuries. So when we speak of different categories, I'm speaking about traumatic or acute injuries, and then speaking about overuse injuries which occur over a period of time. So when speaking about our traumatic injuries, we speak about an indirect. So direct injuries involves a direct collision to the area. So let me give you an example. So you're walking, you trip, land on your knee. As you land on your knee, you make direct contact, and so when you get up, you feel a bit of pain, a bit of bruising, a bit of swelling in the area. That's an example of a direct injury. Now when we speak about an indirect injury, we're going to look at the same example that I've just used now and see how that applies. So indirect injury is where there's not a direct collision to the area, but there's still an injury that occurs. So just look at our falling example. When we fall, land on our knee, and then land on our hand. So while the direct contact is onto our hand, our shoulder pops forward because of the forces. And so that's an indirect injury that occurs. So now let's look at our overuse injuries. So our overuse injuries are injuries that occur over a period of time. So these happen when there's been repetitive strain or stress to an area, when there hasn't been enough healing or enough time for the body to recuperate, and so over time the body starts to develop and manifest an injury. So when you have your overuse injuries, you look at two specific kind of categories in there. So you have your intrinsic factors that contribute towards an overuse injury, and your extrinsic factors. So when I speak about your intrinsic factors, those are more factors that are determined by in your own body, so within yourself. The first kind of intrinsic factor we want to look at is your age. So with your age, a more specific example would be looking at your bone density as you grow. Sorry about that. So as you grow, obviously as you grow, your bone density differs as you grow older. So when you're younger, your body is still maturing, and so when you're younger, sometimes you don't want to put too much strain on the bones, because over time that can lead to own kind of injuries manifesting. Conversely, when you look at your older population, their bone density has started to decrease over time, and so when you put higher extra strain on the body, over time that can manifest in itself in injuries, like your stress fractures, even sometimes your lower back pain that develops over time. Another intrinsic factor you want to look at is your general physiology. And so when I speak about your physiology, that speaks to more over your overall fitness and endurance and your overall flexibility. Another one of the intrinsic factors I want to speak about is your size and how size can have an effect on how your body reacts to different things and the different body mechanics required for different activities. And finally, just your body movement patterns. Your pattern of movement over time can start contributing towards your injuries. So for example, even the way you walk, how your body aligns, so even the way your foot hits the ground, how your foot lands, how your hips move, all of that moves in a specific pattern. And if that pattern isn't the way it should be, over time, that pattern can lead to injuries starting to develop and manifest. All right. Now that we've dealt with our intrinsic factors, we're going to look at our extrinsic factors. So the extrinsic factors, those are factors that occur, that are influenced from outside of the body that will then lead to developing your injury. So the first is training errors. So if you are maybe training too little or too much for a specific event that you're trying to do, that over time can lead to your body start developing an injury because you aren't giving your body maybe enough training or too much training for the specific event. Alright. Now the next thing I want to speak about is equipment. So the different kinds of equipment that you use, you need to make sure when you're using equipment that is specifically for the activity you're trying to accomplish. So getting the right running shoes, make sure your equipment isn't broken, because that will influence how effective your equipment is and how effective your activity will be. Okay. Now the next extrinsic factor I want to speak about is temperature. Again, as everyone kind of knows, not everyone knows, but I want to speak about it, is that the temperature, difference in temperature can affect how your body reacts. And so in your colder temperatures, body may react a little bit slower, and your muscle might be as warmed up or prepared for the activity you're trying to accomplish. Right. And then finally, we're going to look at different playing surfaces. Okay. So different playing surfaces have different effects on, sorry, excuse the sound, sorry about a bit of construction happening. Okay. The different playing structures. So we look at, for looking into my athletes, we're going to look at things like running on grass versus running on more kind of concrete. You can feel the difference in the forces as your body undergoes when you run on the surface. When you're on grass, a little bit softer, and so your body undergoes a little bit less strain. When on a harder surface, your body goes under a little bit more strain because of the harder contact, and so you need to be cognizant of that and make sure that you look at your equipment, everything else in line, just to make sure that you are as effective with your activity and that you aren't beginning to harm yourself down the line. Right. So now that I've kind of spoken about the different categories of injuries and different injuries that can occur, I want to now speak about injury prevention strategies, the reason why everyone's here. Okay, so with the injuries prevention strategies, we're going to focus mainly on warming up, muscle activation, and cooling down. These are the nice big three that we want everyone to try and do before and after they do their activity. Okay. So we speak about warming up. We want everyone to do it for 5 to 10 minutes just before your activity. The point of warming up is to increase your heart rate, to increase your body temperature, and to loosen up the muscles and send the blood flow to the muscles that you want activated for the activity. Right. So this helps prepare your body into taking it from a resting state into a better state before getting to the high intensity activity, because you don't want to shock your body by going from resting straight to high intensity. All right. So when we look at our warm up, we have our general activities. So these are just activities you can do just to get the body nice and warmed up and loose. So this is another opportunity for everyone to get involved. So at home over the screen, you can get up, try and find a nice space. If you don't have space around you, fine, just watch me. I want everyone just to do up so you can get nice and warm. And this is not a specific activity to your sport, just a nice activity to get your body nice and warmed up. So we're going to go. Jumping jacks. Yay! Let's see. Now I'm feeling nice and warmed up, body's nice and loose, and the blood flow is going down to where it needs to go. Alright. So now, in the warm-up, we then have a thing called dynamic stretching. I'm sure a lot of my athletes know about dynamic stretching. What we want to do with dynamic stretching is to try and get the body to nice active movements, to try and activate those specific muscles, try and get those muscles prepared for the activity you're going to do. So, my first dynamic stretch I want everyone to try and do, if you can, to get up, and it's called the hamstring sweep. So, with the hamstring sweep, stand nice and firm, take a step forward and get your heel, with the foot that's stepping forward, to plant nice and firmly on the ground. You then bend back the leg that's at the back, almost as if you're trying to sit down on a chair. Okay, I'm going to show that again. Other side, so step forward, get that heel nice and firmly planted, and the back leg bends, almost like you're trying to sit down. Okay, that movement, step and down. Get your hands to come down through and sweep and up. Right, I'm going to do it again. Heel down and sweep. Again, heel down and sweep. Okay, so that's your hamstring sweep. There's multiple different dynamic stretches you can do, but this is a nice one to do just for your hamstrings. And okay, the next dynamic stretch I want everyone to try and do at home to get up, and it's called the lunge and twist. So, with the lunge and twist, do a normal lunge forward. Don't make sure your knee doesn't go over your toes. So make sure nice lunge down, and then okay, and then as you go down, I want you to get a nice twist towards the leg that's in front. Okay, so show again. Step forward, lunge, and twist towards that leg. That's a nice one to activate and get your quads and hamstrings activated, as well as getting a nice hip stretch in there. Alright, one more time. There, and twist. Okay. Alright. Now that you start doing things like sports with my runners, try and start doing activities specifically related to the activity you're trying to accomplish. So for example, like I said with my runners, if you're going to be doing long distance running, try and start doing a nice slower jog, low intensity, smaller distance, so that you can warm your body up to prepare for the actual activity. Other sports that are going to be done, okay. Alright. So now I want to speak about muscle activation. I'm sure you've seen all your favorite runners before their big race, like Bolt and everybody start tapping their legs and shaking out and doing all this stuff. Okay, so what they're doing now is basically activating the muscles that they want to work best as possible, and making sure the blood flow goes to those muscles so that they can perform as best as possible and as efficient as possible. So if you're going to be doing muscle activation, make sure when you're doing whatever activity you're doing, so again, example for your sprinters, then you can either do multiple different ways. You can do tapping with your hands, tapping the areas. Okay, nice big taps. Or you can do a bit of a stroke, so you can go down. Again, over the areas you want to get your quads going, get your glutes, hamstrings down into your calves. Right? Or finally you can do it with cupping. So I want more of a hollow sound to be made as you do it. Okay? That's the muscle activation. So now while you so now with your muscle activation, sorry for the noise, now the muscle activation is done, you can now start doing your activity. So then obviously you run your races, you win, great, and now once you're done, I want you to now do a cool down. Okay. So when you do a cool down, basically it's taking you from the high state of activity and bringing you down progressively to a state of rest. Because again, same way we didn't want to shock our bodies by going from resting to high intensity, we want to also bring that's the point of a cool down. So a cool down drops the heart rate, so it slows it down, slows the respiratory rate. A cool down also then helps with your post-exercise muscle soreness. So DOMS for everybody, for my athletes, a nice cool down helps relieve your DOMS. And also cool down helps prepare your body for the next time you want to do that activity again. Right. So again, like I said with the warm-up, do general activity. So again, nice general activity, like a nice slow jog at the end of your high intensity running, just to again bring the heart rate down, to cool you down a little bit. So if we can get up again, just take a nice slow jog. Right. This may be everyone's exercise for the entire lockdown period. I'm not going to judge, but this is mine for sure. Okay, so now that you do a nice slow jog to bring you down, we're going to then do a nice slow sustained stretch, so static stretch. Okay, so you want to do a nice sustained stretch at the end of the exercise, just to try and help with your muscles, help the muscle soreness, and then again just to help prevent injuries further on. Okay, so we're going to do a nice sustained stretch for me, so everyone can stand up across the screen. I'm watching you even though I can't see you. Everyone stand up. Okay, so we're going to get nice, each a little bit apart. So we're just going to do a nice hamstring stretch. Okay, I'm going to put the hands in front, and then I want to slowly go down, nice and slow stretch, down, and once you get as far as you can, which is here for me, stop here, and then you hold the stretch, right? So I'm sure everyone has different opinions on how long a stretch should be held, but what we want to try and emphasize is holding the stretch for about 30 seconds in the same position at the end of your rotation. Okay? So we're going to go nice and slow down, and we'll hold that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and 30. And then we come up nice and slow. So we don't want during your cool down for you to kind of be bouncing. We want the stretch to be nice and slow and held and sustained. Okay. Alright. Okay. So now that we've spoken about injury prevention strategies, I want to speak a little bit about what to do when you do get injured. Right. So before I kind of get into the policy or the principle I want to speak about, I do want to emphasize be done in conjunction with seeking professional help. So if be it before you actually get to go see your doctor or physio, wherever you need to see when you get injured, or after you've seen them now starting to do healing on your own, do you want to emphasize that you try to do these in conjunction with seeking professional help. Okay, so not a one or the other situation. Right. So I'm sure everyone's heard of RICE, but here we want to emphasize a different principle called police. So P for protection, OL for optimal loading, I for ice, C for compression, and E for elevation. Okay. And to illustrate this, I want to use an example of you rolling your ankle. Right. So you've been running, roll your ankle. Immediately when you roll your ankle, P, protect yourself. So you take yourself away from that activity and allow your body to rest. Okay. When we speak about OL, so optimal loading. Now optimal loading also being done in conjunction with seeking out medical advice, so you can understand what the severity of your injury is, and then from there you can then work towards loading your limb correctly. So again, with our ankle example, you rolled your ankle, and now you've obviously gone to the doctor and they've told you how severe it is, and so as you kind of go along, you can start slowly, progressively loading that joint, and so help the healing process. So it can start as simple as merely just moving the ankle nice and slow within your pain limits. And then as time goes on, you progressively start loading that area to gone. So now when you get your brace, with the ankle example, you get your brace, crutches, you slowly start with something simple as toe touch, working towards partial weight bearing, working towards full weight bearing, progressively loading that area. Then the next part of the principle is ice. So everyone knows about ice, but what we do want to also emphasize is that you don't want to put ice directly onto the skin. I want you to put ice in maybe a damp cloth or in a bag and then apply it to the area. What ice does is help reduce the pain receptors to the area. Also helps with a bit of the sweating. Alright. Well, the next one is compression. So with compression, you just kind of wrap the area up. Again, with the ankle example, wrap the area up, bandage it up, tie it up, just to give a bit of compression in the area, and that will help kind of drain away some of the blood at the site, as well as help with your swelling. And then finally, elevation. So again, roll the ankle. So what you want to do is so that your leg is above your heart rate. So you can do that by lying on your bed or on your couch, whatever, and getting the foot above your heart rate. So using pillows, anything you want, just to get it up and above your heart. Alright. So, bringing to the end of my portion, I want to know if anyone any questions has been going through. And if there are any questions, we can answer them for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I want to say thank you for everyone for listening to this talk so far. It's been really good to speak to you, and I really enjoyed having this opportunity to reach you during this difficult period. I know it has been difficult for many people, and so we do want to emphasize the fact that we do want everyone to try and stay active as much as they can, and so that's why we wanted to give this talk. Yes, it is geared to the athletes, but I feel like anyone watching can pick up a few tips and tricks here and there, and for any activity they're trying to do, especially during this lockdown period. Do you want everyone to stay safe as much as they possibly can? Okay. Right. Seeing that there's no questions, as far as I can see. Alright. That's fine. If you have any questions, you can send them to our Facebook group or anything. We'll try to get to them as soon as we can. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it, and we wish you to stay safe.